So this week I've got myself a couple of PlayStation 3 controllers. So I'm trying to get back into my PlayStation 3 as I'm really a big fan of the old Call of Duties. And I've got these controllers, but unfortunately they're not in the best of conditions and not currently fully working. So controller one, we just need to take the screws out the back. So it's just simple Phillips head screws, and you just need to prise it apart. There's nothing connected to the rear. We'll disconnect the battery to begin with. Just give it a wiggle out, don't pull on the wires too much. The phone caps just pull off nice and easy. This one itself works okay, it just is a bit grotty. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking it apart and I'm going to give the analog sticks a good clean. So all we need to do is get something to prise the potentiometers off the side of the control stick. So just push it into the side and then very carefully bend them out. If you do this too harshly, there's a good chance you're going to break the solders, and then we can take out the small white parts inside, which is the potentiometers, and we can give it a good clean with isopropyl. So when you do take these out, you need to be really careful. As I found from my mistake, is there is an upside and a downside. If you put them in the wrong way, when you start using the controller again, then joysticks, when you push up, will go down, or when you press left, it will go right. So make sure you pop them in the right way. So we just need to do this on all of the potentiometers. So there's 2 on each. Just very carefully bend them out. Use your tweezers to take them out, and then give the inside a good clean with isopropyl. Same again, open it, clean it, push it back in. Make sure they all click back into place so that they're all in a nice secure place. So these are the connections on the motherboard. These press against the ribbon cable that's on the front fascia, which connects to all of the buttons. Sometimes if the buttons don't work, the simple fix is to do the following. Just carefully lift it up, and then you just need to put a little bit of card or some kind of thick tape behind it, and then push it back on. Because over time the foam wears down, it sometimes loses contact and won't fit in properly. So you put a little bit of extra in the backing and it will push it further forward. Pop your screw in, put your battery back in, and then we can start putting this one fully back together. Get the battery lined up, make sure the wires aren't trapped. Put the cover on, all your screws back in, and there we go. I'll give that a bit of a test later, but at the moment it should be a fully working controller. Unfortunately, the program, the gamepad controller tester, doesn't work with PlayStation 3 controllers, so there is other ways to do tests, but the easiest one doesn't quite work, so I'm just going to go for the easier route of trying it within a game. And now we move on to controller 2. So same again, remove all the screws out the back, peel the back cover off, disconnect your battery. It's slightly broken inside with the screw post go. So with this one, the buttons weren't working very well, so I need to do a little bit of a deeper delve. I'm going to clean all the potentiometers the same as I've already shown you, so I won't put that one through again. This one's also very grubby as well, so I need to take out the housing out of the controller itself. It's fully strip it down and give it a good scrub. So I'm getting a little bit of isopropyl on the connections and the flex cable itself, but it's sort of looking a little bit damaged when I'm looking at it from here, and as you can see it looks like it's got some bad traces, so I'm just going to throw it under the microscope so we can have a little bit of a closer look. And there, as you can see, we've got some black lines which aren't great, so try and give it a little bit of a clean, but the flex cable must be 20 plus years old, and it's all worn and beaten up, and I think it's past its best. So this is probably going to be the reason why some of the buttons aren't quite working as you'd expect. So we're going to give it a good clean, so we just need to get some nice warm soapy water, and then we'll put all of the housing in there. Make sure nothing electrical obviously goes in. We'll clean that later. We give it a good scrub, we get it out. As you can see, the water is quite murky, so it was very dirty. So it's all dried off. So I ordered this replacement ribbon circuit board from eBay, so I wanted it quite quick. It only cost £2.50, but if you're not in a rush, they're probably going to cost less than £1 if you order one from AliExpress. So this will hopefully be what I need to replace and fix. So first thing we need to do is take the rubber pads off the top, and then we just need to wiggle it out There's a couple of clips attached to the top, so they just slide out. Do that on either side, and then we'll get the new flex board to go in. Just reattach these plastic clips, and then you just push it back onto the fascia. There's little clips on the front there that just need to be pushed in. So that's nice and easy. And then the rubber membranes go back into the top. Just locate them correctly. Push the motherboard back into place as we're showing there. And now we just need to put all the buttons back into the housing. And then we can get the motherboard and the frame to go back into that board. So just line it all up, make sure it clips in, make sure all the buttons are correctly positioned. When we're pushing it back, they're not. And then these shoulder buttons you just need to slightly lift up, and then there's a couple of slots where they go in. Then you can put the shoulder buttons on the top, same on the other side, just lift it up, slide it in, and then you can place the shoulder buttons in. These ones also go in as well, just clip in easy. There's a spring on them that you just need to make sure positioned. And then we reconnect the battery, pop that into place. And then we just need to get the back cover, pop it over the top shoulder buttons, and then clip it all in. And that's it, we're done. So it's lighting up, so it should be working. We'll pop all the screws back into the back of it, and that's it. Hopefully we've got another nice, fully working, nice and clean PlayStation 3 controller. So the only way to prove that it actually works is by putting Call of Duty in. So as you can see, use my analog sticks. I am using it one-handed, which wasn't the best of ideas, but all the buttons work on both controllers. They're nice and clean, they're no longer grubby, and I can now play PlayStation 3, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. So thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.